There are only three factors you need to think about when making a great photograph: light, composition, and moments. Mastering these three elements will transform your photography, and I'm going to show you how to use them together to make powerful and impactful photos. Hi, my name is Gallagher. I'm a professional photographer and filmmaker. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I've spent over 20 years producing work for clients including National Geographic, The Guardian, and the Pulitzer Center. Here on my channel, I want to share with you some of the things that I've learned throughout my career in order to help you improve your photography. In today's video, I want to talk about what I think are three of the most important factors to consider when making a photograph: light, composition, and moments. I believe that these three fundamental aspects of photography are absolutely key for making impactful photos, and I want to show you how to use them to improve your images. Before we get started, I want to introduce you to my mentorship program, which is an online community of photographers from all around the world learning photography with me. Click the link in the video description to learn more about how you can join us. And even download my ebook, The Camera Doesn't Matter, for some quick tips how to improve your photography. Okay, let's go on to the first of the three fundamentals that are key to a great photo. Light is the foundation for every great photo. Professional photographers are obsessed with light, and you should be too. Professional photographers will do whatever it takes to be in the right place at the right time to find the best light. You must plan your whole day around the light and make it the most important factor when deciding where and when to be to take photos. And by being really aware of light and its different angles and its tones and its colors will ultimately lead to you making much more powerful images with feeling and depth. Let's have a look at a few photos that I think will emphasize to you the importance of light. I took these images in a place called Tuvalu, a small Pacific island nation. In this first image, you can see how I was photographing during a time of the day we call the golden hour, which occurs just after sunrise or just before the sun sets. There's also the blue hour, which occurs just before the sun rises or just after it sets. And at this time of the day, the sky is often filled with all these purples and blues and pinks, which really look amazing when you're able to capture them in your photo. The observant photographer is always aware of the light, whether that's paying attention to the way that light is falling through the clouds at different times of the day, or the position of a rainbow that appears during a rain shower. You have to make light the first thing you pay attention to if you want to become a better photographer. We know that if you can photograph in great light, you're already halfway towards making a great image. Note before how I said that light is just the foundation of a great photo. Having great light will not automatically make a great image, but it is the foundation to making a great photo. Light can also elicit different feelings and emotions for viewers of your images. This is a slightly more advanced concept, but if you want to learn a little bit more, make sure to watch my recent video where I was talking more about how to find and create emotions using light in your images. So once you have that foundation of good light, then you'll need the next two factors to make that great photo. If I'm honest, composition is one of my favorite aspects of photography, and it's essential to making better photos. Good composition has the power to secretly guide your viewer to whatever you want them to see within the frame. When you put the viewfinder to your eye, the world just exists in that rectangle. And by using framing and to create the positions of the lines and patterns, you can create new feelings and dimensions within your photo. The options are really limitless when you get creative with your compositions. One of the most basic rules of composition, for example, is the rule of thirds. In this image, you can see that I framed the woman on the bottom right intersection of the rule of thirds. And this helps draw the viewer to the woman's position, but also gives space for more context in the rest of the frame. Here, the main subject is positioned centrally within the frame. So when you take this approach, it gives the frame a natural balance, but you also need to pay attention to what is happening on either side of the main subject. Pay attention to the lines in the frame and how they interplay with your main subject. Good composition is underscored by this hidden geometry that exists in every photo. Most viewers of photos never realize it's there, but their eyes are being secretly guided by the observant photographer who uses composition as a tool to create compelling images. So when you're out taking photos, think about all the different elements within your frame and how you can use them to make a more interesting photo. There are so many different composition techniques that you can use to make photos. Actually, too many to cover in this video. So I really want to encourage you to check out my previous video where I covered 20 of my favorite composition techniques. And that's just in 20 minutes, so it's a quick watch for you. And it will really help you start to understand some of the different ways in which you can use compositions to make more interesting photos. So once you have the foundation of good light and you've created that interesting composition, then we need to incorporate that final factor that will make your image special. And that's capturing moments. As a professional photojournalist, I understand that capturing moments is actually one of the key aspects to creating compelling images, because the ability to anticipate those moments and then be able to capture them is one of the secrets to creating great photographs. But moments are fleeting, and you might be wondering how you capture them. Well, moments often appear all around us in daily life, whether it's between people or whether it's animals moving. You've just got to be ready to capture them. The first step is to be aware. So you have to become almost like an obsessive people watcher or an obsessive watcher of life as you try to seek out those moments that are so fleeting and unique. Here are a few examples of some moments that I've captured that I think you can learn from. So in this image taken in India, the moment is here when this young woman was carrying grass on her family's farm. I made the picture as she was grabbing a new handful of grass, and I pressed the shutter at just the moment she was mid-action. These images were from a story I was doing about drought conditions in India. You can see that this worker was taking a drink from a water bottle just as the sun was catching him in the shadows. That was the moment I pressed the shutter and made the picture. Here's another similar moment from the same series where a woman is pouring water from a small container into a much larger one. Again, it's that moment when the water is splashing down that creates something unique and fleeting in this photo. These are the moments you should be looking out for. Capturing moments takes a lot of practice and persistence, but it is a skill that you can develop over time the more that you practice. As you get better at capturing and anticipating moments, you'll find that your images develop this level of spontaneity as you start to capture more and more photos that are truly unique to the moments that you saw at that time. Now that you know the 3 fundamentals to a great photo, the real magic comes when you're able to put them all together into one image. Now, this isn't always possible in every image that you make, but when you're able to do this, you'll find that your photographs are really elevated to a new level as the light, the composition, and the moments all come together to make a special photo. This is an example of one of my images where I feel everything aligned and all 3 elements really came together. We have the foundation of good lighting, the composition is balanced with the main subject centrally positioned, then finally there's that moment where the man is jumping up to catch the ball. This image has everything, and it's one of the ones I'm most proud of. Similarly, in this image we have the foundational great light, as this photo was taken just after sunrise on the banks of the Ganges River in India. The composition is good, with the boy stood centrally in the bottom of the frame. And then finally we have that moment, or actually a series of moments really, as the birds fly above the boy. All the 3 elements of light, composition and moments are there. So next time you're out taking photos, Think really carefully about how you can work towards capturing those 3 fundamental elements in your photos. If you're just starting, just take one of them and practice it until you feel comfortable. I'd start with light as it's the most important, so start going out during times of the day like the golden hour and the blue hour, and try to seek out that best light and see how it transforms your photos. Then work on improving your compositional skills using the techniques that I introduced, and then finally try to seek out those really special moments and capture them in your photos. I know combining all 3 of these isn't easy, but if you keep developing these 3 areas of your photography, I know that they're going to lead to better photographs over time. If you've been out photographing and trying these techniques, then why not share them with me and my community in my online chat groups? I have 2 groups. I've got one on WhatsApp and one on WeChat. To join the communities, all you need to do is scan the QR code, which you can find in my ebook via my website. Just check the link in the description below. If you really want to take your photography to the next level, however, remember that you can also join my mentorship program for one-on-one video calls with me and access to my global community of mentees all learning photography with me. Again, just click the link in the video description to learn more. Thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you have any questions at all, please leave them in the comments section below. I'll see you in the next video.